We got a person that we have read a couple of works before. Actually, yeah, no, we read we read a couple of those. The most recent that we read from Decibels is SCP-2110, I believe. Yeah. Which, if we look that up again, 2110. Yes, it's that family. If you walk into the house, you slowly hey, you can just talk to us about anything, and they're really friendly, and you feel like you can be open to them. And then if you sleep in the second floor in the bedroom, you transform into one of their family members, and then you stay with them. That I remember that was a really good one. So Decibels, you set the scene. Okay, interesting title. Like you, as in whoever the researcher is that had to do this, or us, the audience, who gets to read this. Let's see. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-2246 are kept inside 17's anomalous text catalog. Pardon me, Decibels. I didn't mean to burp while reading your stuff. It is to be checked once a day for any changes in length or numbers of volumes. Weekly psychiatric interviews are scheduled with -1 to monitor its mental health. Description: SCP-2246 refers to any volumes written by -1 under the pen name Phoenix. What a name! Phoenix Snow. At the time of discovery, it is numbered at 48. What a cool pen name, Phoenix Snow. Of course, very fantasy. But yeah, I love that. Especially given how phoenixes are usually fire, so Phoenix Snow is it's also a good contrast. New text manifests in the current unfinished volume as though manually typewritten at an infrequent and inconsistent rate. A new unfinished volume will manifest with the other volumes when the current volume reaches a conclusion, typically between 10 and 900 pages. Okay. All volumes contain little in the way of a linear, coherent narrative instead of being written via stream of consciousness. That's why you set the stage. When the page is held open for more than 5 seconds, the text of the page will be read aloud in -1's disembodied voice. Its tone when reading is subdued and nervous. This effect is less common in volumes produced by -1 after its initial containment, with some volumes lacking this effect entirely. The final page of SCP-2246 instances contains an opening which subjects can pass through to enter the space where -1 resides. If this space is accessed from finished volumes, it will display a scene from the story. If it is accessed from the current unfinished volume, it will be featureless except for a desk upon which a typewriter and several sheafs of paper can be found. Cool, okay. -1 is a Hispanic humanoid who claims to have originated from Brazil. Oh, yes, boy. As well as having been around 20 years old. -1 displays no need for sustenance or bodily functions. If -1 is encountered in a finished volume, it will not acknowledge any subjects in the area and will continue to perform its current actions without speaking. Communication is only possible via latest instances of SCP-2246. -1 cannot leave SCP-2246 for unknown reasons. Research into this is ongoing. Forever bound. Interviewee transcript. Interviewed -1. Interviewer junior psychologist Blake Yamatsuku. Interview takes place in volume 50, a retelling of Nicholas Terrance's Gracious Adventures. Volume 22 was titled Nicholas Terrance's Gracious Adventures. Is that supposed to be a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reference, maybe? Because gracious is another way to say bizarre, right? Begin log 16.1. Okay, so you have Yamagusuku. I wonder which U is silent because like in Japan, so I think this U is silent here, so it's Yamagusuku. So you can go into this book, huh? Neat. Make him write the whole Marvel universe. I think it's only the last page that you can go into, from the sounds of it. There is an SCP where you can go into the actual books, but you have to find an item, otherwise you're stuck in there. There is an SCP that like that exists. Alright. Afternoon, Phoenix. How goes the writing process? Stale, 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 stale. I've been staring at the wall for... That one hums for minutes, staring at the typewriter. Last time we spoke, I don't have any inspiration to write. I don't know. Where does this go? What do you think the story will be? I'm not good with stories. Then... images. What image come to mind? Cars driving sideways up the floor. Kids climbing into cafes after school and trading comics like currency. My partner gets into bed with me and I can feel their hand massage my back while I lay there still trying to write. Nicholas is there too, crooning about his jealousy of my success. Success. A partner? What was their name? No, I didn't have one. A friend though. I had a friend. My partner is modeled after him and the character in his books. Avery was his name. Both their names. He was very close to me and very kind. Avery was also unsure about his writing, but he helped me sometimes. I guess he was my inspiration a lot. He's the protagonist in volume 13. Forever changes. What if he writes the SCP Foundation in the book, and the page talks about him writing the SCP Foundation since it plays the scene in the book. You can go inside the book, in the book, inside the book, in the book, while also going into the book, into the book, inside the book. I don't think it would have to spend years writing about the Foundation. And by that time, his inspiration will be long gone. Dash 1 pauses for 4 seconds before sitting upright and typing for the next 6 minutes. Immediately after finishing, Dash 1 gets up, walking small circles near the desk. Doesn't George R. Martin write on a typewriter? Or like a really old computer? He's really old school with it, because I don't forget what his reason was. But this is basically George R. Martin. He's like, oh, I should finish this book, but I have other inspirations to do. It must have been at least 30 volumes since I wrote this so self-assuredly. I can't think of what to write next. Do you think changing styles would help? Devil you know. Devil you know. Well, might be a silly idea, but how about this? Whenever I can think of anything to write, I just try to think of weird situations for my characters to be in. Something that could never be plausible. See where that takes me after. I don't understand. Nick woke up from last night's escapade confused about his immediate surroundings. Why was the roof gone and the sky brown? It made no sense. Daphne stops pacing, turning their attention to Yamagusuku and sitting down in the chair. He rolled out of bed into the ocean and found a nearby building floating in the sea. With no other options around, he decided to swim for it, looking for answers. Finally, he got to the door, opened it, and crawled in. And, Dashron leans in, and as Nick entered the building, scouring for supplies to support himself, he came across his greatest fear, one that has haunted his nightmares for weeks on end. And because he jumps up and waves their arms. A spooky robot! Silence for 8 seconds. Dashron snorts, laughing. Yamagusuku sits back down, also laughing, before both fully stop 14 seconds later. And that might have been the first time you smiled since I started interviewing you. It was maybe the first original idea I had here. Not sure it fit my style or narrative though. You don't think you could even adapt that to how you write? Devil you know. Dashman turns back to the typewriter staring at it. Nicholas gets up, walking along clouds of water. He finds himself stuck between places, unsure of where to go. He's still jealous of the cars and the kids and my partner and I, but he never thinks about why he's jealous. He doesn't have reason to be jealous. Why do you think he's jealous? I'm not sure. I feel like it should be the other way around. Is he jealous of Avery? No, you wouldn't know him. Even in my imagination, they've never been able to meet each other before. Silence for 8 seconds. If I finish this story, can you please not read it? Sorry, Phoenix. I need to read this. It helps me understand you better and make these interviews easier. Dashman hums for 12 seconds before typing. Dashman continues typing for the rest of the session without acknowledging Yamagasuku. End log 1630. Manipulates him into making an SCP 682 neutralization. Now here's a problem, Doctor. He could write about an SCP 682 neutralization. He could write that, but it wouldn't affect the world at all. It's just as like a visual image of SCP 682 would pop up and die. But that does not mean that the actual SCP-682 will die as well. Sadly, I know you're trying to find a way to kill it. Shove him in the book. Just put him in there. I feel like he would find a way out, sadly. Interview 2246 AQ transcript. -1 junior psychologist. Okay, we're back to these two. Interview takes place in Volume 51, Phoenix and the Fox in the Snow. Begin log 16-1. Silence for 18 minutes from both parties. -1 hums and taps their foot. Yamagasuku takes notes. I can't think anymore. Why do you say that? I've had nothing to say to you the past 5 times you've been here, and nothing to write since before that. No images are coming to me anymore. The faucets in my head have stopped. Writing was hard interest of mine to invest in before, and now I'm not sure if I have any more to give. That was a nice image you gave right there, wasn't it? Metaphors aren't images. Silence for another 2 minutes. What do you plan to do then, if you can't write more? Dream if I can. Hey, we have a Baku around the corner. You can. So be careful. I regret writing. It was probably a mistake to be invested. Maybe I can still dream. May wish I could sleep. -1 gets up and paces around the desk, biting the fingernails. I imagine laying down and closing your eyes does nothing for you. Nothing. Silence for 20 seconds. I wish I knew what I'm working towards. It makes me feel nervous too. Nervous how? How many stories do I need to write before I feel good about myself? I don't want to work forever to no end. And the fact that so many eyes are on me. I felt better when only my friend and I could read my writing. It was more personal and intimate. This doesn't feel personal and intimate. I can feel the eyes on my works. It's like making eye contact. There's no personal space anymore. Is this why you don't read your stories anymore? Before, when it was almost to no one else, I felt more sure about it. But now there are these strangers watching. How else am I supposed to feel about that? Silence for 2 minutes. -1 types 1 word before stopping, lying their head on the desk and humming softly for 30 seconds. It doesn't matter too much what people think of my stories, right? I'm just writing for myself now. So I can write whatever I want. That's what I should be saying, isn't it? How did the reading help you before? It sounds like it was really personal. Whoever was originally hearing you read. Time for 1 minute. -1 raises his head, staring at the desk. You don't need to keep reading your work, whether out of habit or will. It might be easy to keep writing and find joy in it again, if you stop having that expectation. There's no need to do it just because you feel like you need to. Then who should I be doing this for? I don't understand. For Avery? No. You'll be disappointed with where I am now, I think. I see something like pop around my peripheral vision. them for yourself. And if you can't write for yourself, then you could try to write for no one. It might be more helpful than it sounds. That one sits up with less tense posture, staring at the typewriter. I recommend trying that out for a little bit and see how it feels for you. There's no need to dive headfirst into anything new, alright? Okay. End log 1630. That one finished Phoenix and the Fox in the Snow 2 days later at 3 pages. They seemed to shift in demeanor by the end of the interview. Hopefully this had a positive effect overall. Junior psychologist Blake Yamaguska. Addendum B. SCP-2246 6 volumes have been produced at a more consistent rate since interview-8Q. The prose is more conventionally written and entirely devoid of any readings by -1. Phoenix has given me old wise man who writes stories just because kind of a jig, especially fits with the voice you give him, calm and gentle. Yeah, I don't know why. Like I've because like Brazilians usually have a very like long drawl when they talk. They can say a lot and speak fast, but then like certain words get like stretched out. So I just wanted to like kind of give them the more like I don't know what to do anymore. Just like to like feel like a bit more. I know it's not the same as what I explained with the Brazilian, but I tried to like that's where the voice came from basically. It's a boy. Something like that, you know, like oh. So that's what that's what the inspiration was. But I'm glad you like the voice. 2246. A void, a being stuck. A being wanting to do more than just writing, and being a supernatural narrator for his own works. Aiming for something different, he gets told that what he does is already beautiful enough. He doesn't need to prove anything. I can I can relate. Do you know of headcrab like SCPs? I don't. There might have been one crab SCP that, but if that's the case, I don't remember. I know there was a giant jellyfish island, and I also remember that like the one comment I got on that video was negative. No, from like Half-Life. Oh, then no, I don't know that one. You set the scene. I have to answer something real quick. Oh no! I know the Half-Life headcrab. That I do know, but I don't know the SCP one. I know Half-Life. Gordon Freeman.